So a lot of our viewers may not have ever heard of tapping. They're not clear what it is. You and I have been doing it for a long time, but a lot of people never heard of it. So tell us a little bit about what it is and where it comes from.
Tapping is short for meridian tapping. Some people are familiar with tapping through EFT, emotional freedom techniques, which is one of the most well-known forms of tapping. Simply stated, it's a self-administered acupressure technique. You literally tap on points on the face and the body, and you can remove negative emotions like fear and anger, guilt, jealousy. You can eliminate limiting beliefs like, I'm not good enough, there's no way I can do this, I feel stopped in this. And it's a tremendous tool for cutting months or years off of your personal growth and your success.
So you talked about meridian tapping, acupressure points. Those are terms a lot of people may not be familiar with either. So this comes from Chinese acupuncture, where there are these meridians in the body that are related to organs, and some of those organs are related to different kind of feelings. And you tap on specific points. Talk about these points a little bit. What are you tapping on? What's really happening when you do that?
Well, actually, when tapping was first sort of brought into use in the 1970s, 1980s, there was no good science to tell us why it worked. And so people assumed that it was based on the energy meridians of Chinese medicine. And the truth is, very recently, in the last year or two, the scientific studies are showing that the reason that tapping works is that it cuts the fear response in the brain. The primitive part of the brain jumps into arousal mode. It's very afraid. It's not rational. And if you tap while that response is going on, you short-circuit the response. So the reason to tap the acupuncture or acupressure points is that they're more electrically sensitive. But in this case, what science is showing is it's more about interrupting that fear response than it is about clearing energy meridians.
So I'm sure a lot of people, I mean, we're going to show people how to tap in a minute. They're tapping on all these points. That looks a little ridiculous to people. And yet it does work. Very cool. So, I've personally experienced a lot of shifts in clients that I've worked with and people that have been in my workshops. And we've just did a book recently, and we filmed a DVD for that. And we watched, within 5-10 minutes, people had these radical shifts. How is that possible? And maybe you could share a story with us about somebody in your life so our viewers get a sense of what it is that actually happens for people, what's possible.
Well, one of the challenges with any kind of personal growth work or success work is that knowing what to do and doing it are two very different things. So if this were not the case, the diet industry wouldn't exist, because most people know what they need to eat and how they need to exercise and stuff, for example, to lose weight and to get in shape, and yet there are barriers to doing it. And this is the same for really any area of your life in which you want to have success. So what is it that keeps us from stepping into success? One of the ways that I like to describe this is I say that a lot of motivational speakers, you included, Jack, give people strategies for success. Take this action, you'll get this result. If people can't take that action, it's as though they have this huge mountain range between the strategies and the results. Let's give them ropes, let's give them pythons. It's going to be a lot of work, but you have to climb over all the mountains. What if the mountains just went away? What if all of a sudden your resistance to picking up the phone to call new customers wasn't there, where you were excited and enthusiastic about picking up the phone? Now, for some people, that whole idea is shocking. It's like, I can't imagine clearing that limiting belief. I'm just going to have to use willpower and overcome it. But with tapping, we see miracles occur. And I can share a couple of miracles with you. I've certainly got clients that, like me, went from making almost nothing to making multiple 6, getting close to 7 figures, with removing what was in their way of stepping forward and taking action.